the 128 KB podcast. We're back once again.
Oh, due to lack of popular demand.
Yes.
Oh, I can say
it. Yes, this is your weekly dose of all things gaming with two overly enthusiastic gamers. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone called us delusional the other day.
Oh, did they? Oh,
and I couldn't disagree with them.
I was going to say they're not wrong. No.
We were talking about the Switch 2 and all the things that we know to be fake. And they were like, if you think it's going to step on the toes of the PS5, you're delusional. And I was like, I could argue with that, but also you're probably right.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Who
not.
knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yes. How has your week in gaming been? It's actually been a little longer than a week since we've sat together.
It has been indeed.
How's it been?
Well, it's been pretty good. Relevant to today's topic.
Oh, really?
I've been using the ROG Ally X.
Oh, little cheeky.
Because
I was going to swear at you then.
You know, Asus, the ROG-meisters themselves.
They are the ROGers.
Yeah, the ROGers kindly sent us over one.
Yes, the ROG Ally X. So watch your space.
Yes.
Potentially by the time this has gone out, you might have seen it. I don't know.
We'll see, yeah.
Yeah, there's no rush on it.
No.
I want us to spend some proper time with it and formulate some opinions, although there's certain things we're not allowed to talk about with that as well, actually.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They were very clear.
Yes.
Not allowed to talk about its performance particularly.
No, we're only allowed to use it blindfolded. So, no performance metrics.
No benchmarking, no FPS readouts. But I think it's going to be fun to see it just from its form factor, how it actually plays games that you already play.
Indeed, yeah.
Does it have a valid place? And we're not going to be doing comparisons to the ROG Ally because we never got one.
No, exactly, yeah.
And I think that's unfair on things to compare them.
Yeah, indeed.
Other people will do better jobs at that as well.
Yeah,
that did have them.
Of course, this is a pre-release unit. So fingers crossed we'll be getting the retail version in July.
You never know. They might actually let us keep it. They might send two and we could both be happy.
They need to send us both one.
They do, considering that they delayed sending this one so badly as well. Anyway, I'm not going to moan about it because we're getting hands-on and that's a privileged position.
It is indeed, yes.
What have you been playing then?
Just things.
Things and stuff.
Games.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's riveting
stuff. It's been good, yeah.
It's been
good.
Games.
How about yourself?
Well, I haven't been playing Diablo 4. Sorry, Temperus, who's one of our channel members.
He's just been waiting for us.
He was joining us, through the channel membership Discord, was joining us in our Diablo 4 playthrough. We completed it in
very short amount of time. Yeah, we nailed it in
I can't remember a thing
hours.
about it.
Yeah. We were just plowing through it to get to end game to play season 4.
Yeah. And then we stopped.
We stopped as soon as we finished the story. Yeah, but we've been doing videos on the BenQ projector and stuff like that, like big stuff that we needed time to test out.
That's true. BenQ projector was ace.
So good.
Was it the X300G?
Yes, that's exactly the one. The portable gaming projector, so good.
I always disregarded projecting for gaming. We did have, in the place we used to work, we had a cinema room, which was mental.
Yes, I've seen the photos. Yeah.
And I had a projector set up, and gaming on it was just horrible. I was like, so this was my experience of it. It was always really input laggy.
Yes. Yeah.
So you couldn't play anything that was time sensitive.
Absolutely. Yeah. The response time is
awful.
Horrible. And that's the thing. My experience has been with standard projectors you'd get for slideshows and stuff, business presentations. And I knew there's gaming projectors out there. I never knew if they're any good. And I always knew they were very expensive, so I knew I'd never get to experience it. But, when BenQ contacted us...
That was mental.
And was like, hey, do you want to test this out? And we're like, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Go for that.
And it's insane.
So much.
HDR as well.
I think the only criminal thing about... our videos of it was that you can't convey how good it looks.
No.
In video as it does in person. Absolutely. It doesn't come across the same.
Doesn't, no.
It's honestly incredible.
It's insane. It's so good. And the image is so big.
Yeah.
120-inch screen just blows your mind.
It's pretty crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's so good.
Yeah. There was something else I wanted to bring up and I couldn't remember. Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Helldivers, was it?
No, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a bee in my bonnet about Helldivers.
Wow.
No, I just wanted to take this moment to celebrate something with you that happened as of recording yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I noticed.
Yeah.
that we got into the top 20 on iTunes.
Oh, we did. Yes, we did. Number 16,
Number
wasn't
16 for video games. Above Nintendo and Wolf Den, who are in the 200s.
That's insane.
I mean, it is the UK chart.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that Nintendo and the Wolf Den podcast are more popular in the UK than we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we've not been doing this very long.
No.
And we're just two weirdos.
Indeed, yeah. Delusional weirdos.
Delusional Nintendo fans.
Yes, that's it, yeah.
So we were in the top 20.
What an achievement.
That's really cool.
It's amazing.
I mean, the charts change really quickly on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, so we're going to go up. So we'll be 15 next week.
We could do. I mean, the chances are we'll drop out of that. But, there you go. We're also in the top 10 in Malaysia.
I know.
And the Philippines.
Yes, and we were pretty high up in South Korea as well.
To all you Southeast Asians, we love you.
We might even be number 1 in North Korea.
Yes, there's no way of telling.
No, they don't release the metrics. So
no, and we have to post the podcast.
We do, yeah. VHS.
VHS, yes, 8-track. Just vinyls of the podcast going out. Yes, so my week in gaming.
Indeed, yes, please tell me.
Apart from making lots of videos with you, it has been, and not playing Diablo 4.
Yes.
I thought, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finally install Helldivers 2, to be specific.
You've just been waiting for me to buy it and I still haven't.
yeah, I've been waiting for you to get it. I'm just going to do it. I bought the physical version because I had like a voucher for a shop. And I was like, do you know what? And I know we said we're probably not going to buy physical games anymore because collections are getting unwieldy and digital's kind of more convenient.
It's just convenient, isn't it? Yeah.
Unless it's something I want to collect. But anyway, I found that childlike weakness. I was like, I'll buy a game.
Yeah.
So I bought Helldivers 2 and I installed it. I've had it, I think, since release. Just sat
you've had
there.
It for months. Yeah.
It was still in cellophane. I was like, I'm going to unwrap it, installed it, and go through all the tutorial. And the tutorial was a bit like, okay. The tutorial gave me Army of Two vibes straight away. And I was like,
that's horrible.
It's a third person shooter.
Yes.
You can go to first person. It's a bit of a horrible experience in first person.
Okay.
It's designed for third person. So third person, I can get bored of it. Like those shooter games that feel slow.
Bit
but
sluggish.
where everything around you is quick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's like that.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm doing it a disservice of a review. I know that this is a universally loved game.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be, underlined, fundamentally has to be multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's designed for co-op.
Yes.
I was playing on my own.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was doing a few missions on my own. I wasn't in a lobby with anyone.
Yeah.
And I found it was like playing a Souls-like game without the benefits of dying.
Okay. Yeah.
What was that Souls-like we were playing? Revenant.
Remnant 2.
Remnant 2, yeah.
Yes.
There's benefits to dying because you're learning the whole time.
Yeah.
With Helldivers, it's just hectic as hell. You're really slow and cumbersome. It's fine whilst you've got ammo. When you need to reload, you're done. You can get resupply drops, but they take like that, and you have to go into a different menu to find them and input a code. And whilst you're doing this, you're just getting mauled.
Yeah.
You can't run quick enough to get away from the bug. So like on your own, there's no tactic to it. It's just a pure nightmare.
Yeah.
So you die, and there's no handicap to dying. You get respawned back into exactly where you were. Progress is saved. So that's quite cool. But there's no benefit to dying because there's nothing I've learned from this.
Yeah, you're just back to the start of the horde. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dead again.
Back on the wave.
Yeah. I'll give it some more. I'll give it another go. I'll see if there's anyone in the Discord or if I've got a friend who sits across the table from me occasionally that might want to play it.
I really want to play it. I just don't want to buy it twice. So I'd have to buy the PlayStation version and the Steam version.
It's not worth buying.
And I don't want to spend I don't
know how much it is at the moment.
I don't know.
On Steam, I think it's 25.
I think it's like 35 quid or something. I don't know.
See, because now you're talking £70.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not worth that. It's fun.
Yeah.
And I imagine as multiplayer, it's a load of fun. But
I can't wait to play it. I do want to play it. Yeah. I'm not paying full price.
Yeah, I totally get it. And I'm not sad because, like I say, I got given a gift card around Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's taken me this long to use it.
Like half the year.
So I'm not sad. I've not lost anything.
No.
But I won't be jumping back into play. I really quickly got bored. I think I was like 2 hours and I was like, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a co-op jobby. Do you know what I mean? Like once we finally get to play it, I think it'll be fun.
If you do want to join us on any games or just to talk about them, do think about channel memberships.
Oh, yes.
It's open. You get to join our private Discord.
Oh, yes.
Where we chat about games and Andy's dog's balls.
Yes, that. Yeah.
Lots of other stuff.
And the fact that I've got a Samus ring.
You got a Samus ring?
I do, yeah.
It's
a Varia suit ring.
It's very you.
It is indeed.
It's very you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's the photo of that in the Discord if you want to see it.
There is.
Yeah,
Andy puts pictures of his ring in the Discord.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
None of that is why we're here.
No,
we're here to talk about the Steam Deck.
Oh, of course, because we love it.
We've recently touched upon this. Are the Steam Deck killers coming?
Yes, we did that recently.
And the kind of flip side to that conversation is why we think the Steam Deck will remain king.
Yeah,
will reign supreme over this next generation of handhelds. Now, it feels like the handheld revival is in full swing.
Oh, everyone and their dog's bringing one out.
And that's the reason, that's the basis of this conversation. Not just that there's 1,000 different variants of different, let's just be honest, PC handhelds coming out. But also from other providers as well. It's not just that there's a big wave of them coming. It's moreover the fact that why the Steam Deck is going to be a better proposition long term than all of those. And it's not necessarily because of performance or even necessarily because of the games that are available. There's some key reasons why they are parts of it. But the Steam Deck isn't the best performing handheld.
No.
By a long shot. It's definitely not objectively the most powerful piece of hardware.
Yeah.
But what's definitely borne out to be true, maybe the Nintendo Switch showed us this, but what's definitely been borne out to be true is the most powerful, objectively best performing gaming computer is never the most successful.
No.
If you look at consoles right now, you think the Series X objectively is the most powerful. It's the least successful by a long way as well. And I think the same has been true in previous generations as well. But the Nintendo Switch not only kicked off this handheld gaming revival.
Yeah, and that launched with rubbish performance.
And it still has really, it's got worse
now. Like drastically worse.
And we talked a lot about the rumours with the Switch 2 recently, and we got called delusional for it, which is fair.
Because we are,
But the biggest takeaway from that is people believe that it will be subpar when it's released.
Yes.
Which may be true.
Could be, yeah.
But what current generation has showed us is that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
To its success.
Yeah, there's more to it than just sheer performance, isn't there?
Yeah.
There has to be more. And I think that's what Steam Deck has done so well. And I believe will still continue to do, just purely based on the fact that I feel like Valve cares.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like deeper than some of these other companies do.
Yeah, I think the sense of community from the Steam library and from Valve in general, kind of embracing community feedback, allowing the community to review games so publicly and that affecting kind of where things appear on the store. All of those things are kind of central to success and are the biggest shortcomings from the other providers.
Absolutely. And you like straight away, the first thing, if you just look at the companies, how much hardware is Valve making right now? Yeah.
It's the Steam Deck OLED.
Exactly.
Gene, I know they're filming. I'm the producer. Andy, I won't be in your show, will I? If I stand.
Oh, producer Pete.
The jelly beans.
Oh wow!
This is producer Pete, everybody.
Cup of tea.
Hi Pete.
Will I be in the show?
There's been a few people that have asked for you to be in things.
Well, I could stay.
What's great is that you haven't got a microphone, so we can't.
No.
I'm going to overdub.
Japanese.
I'll leave.
Japanese. Like, what's this? What's this?
They're the jelly beans that no one wants to tell you what flavors they are.
Andy insists on a rider.
I only show if there's at least 72 green jelly beans.
Thank you, producer Pete.
Cheers, Pete.
I'm going to hide the jelly bit. No, I'm going to leave them there, actually.
Just right here.
And I've got a cup of tea.
Love
That's the most random segue.
It was very
I could see him out the
random,
corner of my eye. I was like, what's going on here?
I could see movement in the darkness.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were going to get ambushed, and we did. Love it.
Yes. So
yeah,
beautiful
going back
segue.
to
That's Pete, everybody,
that
if
is
you're wondering.
Pete. Yeah, that is Pete. But yeah, so going back to the just the hardware production.
Yeah.
Let's say like Valve, they're not pumping out a lot, are they? They bring things to the market that they purely believe in and they back.
I think the most concrete part of that is when asked about replacing the Steam Deck, and they were very clear about it.
Yeah,
the Steam Deck won't get replaced until there's a justifiable reason to do it, as in that there's been enough advancement in hardware to justify a Steam Deck 2.
Yes.
They did the incremental upgrade with the OLED and phased out the LCD, but continue to treat them all as one generation of console.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah,
so support is like unanimous across the both of them.
Fundamental support there. And ever since the Steam Deck launched, like we have just seen so much support from Valve. Yeah. And it's never slowed down. Do you know what I mean? It's just been going full force.
And that sense of community within that support. So any kind of hardware, any kind of software upgrades, any kind of anything that's tweaked, and the constant patches that are released, and they are constant.
Yeah.
So much of it is based on the community.
Absolutely, yeah. The community is massive, and Valve are right there with them. And often they take stuff that the community's done and then just implement it straight in without having to mess around. Like, it's brilliant, like, to see that level of like commitment from Valve, you know. Whereas when we look at some of the other companies, it could be seen as slightly different.
Yeah, there's I don't know which one to pick on first.
I want to just go straight to like A&EO as the flip side.
Yeah, A&EO are the polar opposite of Valve.
The exact opposite. They just churn out a new one every 3 days. Do you know what I mean?
Like, it feels like it.
It feels like it. And half the time they don't even release what they've announced.
No.
And then other times they'll release what they've announced, then completely make it redundant by releasing another version. And I feel like their support and care is not there. They don't care. They're just about shifting units. That feeling of,
we've all experienced it as gamers at some point, especially in this more kind of, I don't want to say especially in the PC side of things, but it does kind of feel like it's more prevalent there.
Yeah.
That feeling of spending a lot of money on something and then being instantly or very quickly abandoned.
Yes.
Left behind.
Yes.
The lack of updates.
Yes.
Even, you would have had it on like a PC, even when you've had something for a while and you get that pop-up from Windows and it says, Windows 11 will not be available on your PC. You know, those kind of like, those feelings of like, you've cut me off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, totally.
But it's more guiling when it happens so quickly. And that's A&EO's like, that's their MO.
I feel like they're just purely based on hardware, and it's like, there's that, you do what you want with it. Do you know what I mean? There is no support in my eyes.
Yeah.
So there's like the polar opposite from Steam, you know, like from Valve. But then obviously since the Steam Deck, we've then seen more, because obviously there's been PC handhelds way before this. There's other ones as well, not even just A&EO, but now we're looking at like the mainstream companies coming to play. Obviously Switch is what bore all this to fruition.
Bore the popularity.
Absolutely. And then Valve jumped on, won the PC community. And then we start seeing others like, you know, Asus jump in.
Lenovo.
Then we've seen Lenovo, MSI, you know, and we're now going to see Zotac as well.
Yes.
You know, so there's a bunch of them, and it seems like everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Everyone wants a piece of it. And even you go over to the consoles, there's strong rumors that, I mean, we were recording this before the weekend, that there may be an announcement about Microsoft Handheld.
There's been rumors, I
don't think it'll happen this weekend, but maybe wrong.
Yeah.
There's strong rumours. We've already seen the PlayStation Portal, which, let's be honest, I can't even include in the handheld conversation.
That's
because it's just a backbone controller.
It's just a controller with the screen on it.
But there's strong rumours that there'll be what's going to be called the PSP 3.
Yeah, what happened to the 2?
It could be the Vita, it could be the Portal. We don't know.
Yeah.
But that's very strongly rumoured. So even the other console game manufacturers are jumping into this as well.
So yeah, heavy rumors that Sony are going to announce something, and Microsoft.
So everyone and their dog is jumping into the handheld space.
Yeah.
And it feels like, now this may be a disservice to these manufacturers that have spent a long time in R&D.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it feels like that APUs have become cost effective and powerful enough to be able to be slimmed down enough to be put into a handheld device. So basically, a laptop is now able to be put into a handheld device.
Absolutely, yeah.
In a cost effective and performance enabled way.
Yes.
So that can run Windows. So we basically just put a Windows laptop into a handheld, make our own chassis, away we go.
Absolutely.
Because it's available and accessible, it feels like everyone's just doing it.
Absolutely. And that's what I was trying to say, like by kicking it off by saying about how Valve aren't doing that. You know, you don't get Valve PCs and laptops and stuff. You know, with the other bigger manufacturers, you see, you know, laptops. I mean, look at all of them. Lenovo, Zotac, Asus, you know, all of them, MSI.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a new incremental upgrade in any form or factor, there's a new laptop every 6 months.
Every 6 months,
There's a new PC, there's a new graphics card, there's a new whatever it could be. And that's their job, you know, I'm not hating on them. That's the PC side. There's always going to be new, but the handheld isn't their only push.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is not their number one, their baby. Like, look at this. This is like, let's just throw it and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if it does, then we'll run with it. Look at MSI. They released the MSI Claw, and in 3 months, they're already announcing the MSI 8
I've got the name
AI
written.
Plus.
That's it.
What is that?
Firstly, MSI, what the hell is with the name?
Yeah, what
is that name?
8 AI Plus.
But secondly, I mean, at least give people a chance to enjoy the first one first.
Well, I don't think anyone's enjoying it, to be honest.
No. And that is the kind of basis of this conversation. It rings an alarm bell straight away that they're not supporting this long term.
Yeah.
This isn't a long term venture for them. Yeah. It's a suck it and see.
3 months, AJ.
Is that how long it's been?
3 months since the first one.
That's ridiculous.
3 months. And they've already gone, look at the new one.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe this PC handheld thing needs to be more like how laptops was or is, where they're constant incremental upgrades.
I get you, but imagine spending out on the MSI Claw.
It'd suck.
And in 3 months, it's like, we think this one's rubbish, so we're going to do another one.
What's made worse is like what does happen with some of the A&EO stuff is the support for it gets switched off.
And that's what I'm in. Like,
that's the worry.
That's the main problem I have with this.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily for Asus, I mean, I know there's been hardware issues and stuff like that. But they have, on the software side of it, been regularly updating the Asus Armory Crate, which is their like overlay thing and sort of like hub, if you want. Mm-hmm. And they have been supporting the ROG Ally, and it's been a good year before they've announced the X.
That's true. It has been. It's been a fair while.
Not 3 months.
And I will say, I mean, this may be a bit biased because I had a chance to actually talk to them about this.
Yeah.
And I will say that from their perspective, they want to go forward with a community-driven focus.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I said to them, well, like I said, direct to the head of the UK, like that is the important thing because your competitors, i.e. the Steam Deck, that is why they're winning.
Yes, because of community.
It's because of the community.
Absolutely.
And if you don't focus it on them, on the people actually are playing and buying it and supporting them, then you'll always lose.
Absolutely, yeah. The one good thing about having everyone jumping on board is competition.
Competition's
and
great.
Innovation.
Yeah.
So what I loved about the Lenovo Legion Go, even though I've not had one or used one or anything like that, but I just like that they're not carbon copies of each other.
Yes.
I mean, the MSI Claw is totally just a rip-off of Asus ROG Ally, isn't it? I mean, like, look at it.
Fair,
So MSI have just pulled a quick one there. But Lenovo have gone, you know, check this out. We've got Joy-Cons.
Yeah, the magnetic
We got some
thing.
weird, like, you know, trackpad, like, you know, mouse thing. I like that. You know, even though if it's not for me, it's cool. I don't know why they put a 1440p in a handheld screen. Do you know what I mean? But whatever.
It seems overkill, doesn't it?
Massively overkill. But anyway, like, I like that it's innovative. They're taking a step to go, let's try something new here and be different from the rest. And the same with the new Zotac. Really like the look of that. Symmetrical.
What's it called? The Zotac Zone.
The Zone. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
ZZ. Zotac Zone. The ZZ.
Or it could be the Z1.
The Z1, yeah.
Zotac Z1. Maybe I misread it.
The Zotac Z1. something like that. But that's got symmetrical joystick layout.
Yeah.
So it's copying the Steam Deck. So, but it's like more like a PlayStation controller where the sticks are underneath the D-pad and the buttons.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but it looks ergonomic, you know.
As long as it kicks out.
It does, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So obviously I spend a lot of time looking at controllers and feeling controllers and all that kind of stuff. Looking at that, it looks like the perfect placement for those joysticks. I think it looks really cool. And then it's got dual track pads and stuff. You know, this looks pretty good, to be honest. It's got an OLED screen, stuff like that, HDR, you know, 120 hertz. So,
wow.
So that does look very cool, the Zotac Zone. And that's what I like about the whole PC market getting on board is each one can potentially be very different from each other. The biggest problem for me is what we keep harking back to is the support.
Yeah.
And the community. The other thing is Windows is on all of them.
That's what's literally on the tip of my tongue. Like I was just like keeping it in my head that what I was saying earlier about it feels like because APUs have become affordable and powerful enough at a small size, everyone's just going, oh, we can put Windows in now a handheld device. Rather than, and give credits to Steam for this, but Nintendo as well, and the console manufacturers, they focus on how can we make a gaming experience handheld.
Yes.
It feels like the other, up to this point, the other manufacturers have gone, how can we get Windows in a handheld?
Absolutely.
And then we don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, and that's, leave it up to the user.
So if you, for those of you that haven't, if you try to use Windows in a handheld device, especially if it's not got a trackpad.
Yeah. It's cumbersome.
It's cumbersome. You can attach a mouse to it. Defeats the whole point of it being handheld.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm using a touchscreen and joysticks to control Windows.
Yeah.
It's not great. And then the other problem with it being Windows is that Windows sucks.
Yeah. Well, it does because you've got loads of bloatware in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of parts of Windows you do not need in a handheld. So you're taking up loads of resources and space as well. But RAM, I mean, Asus have just like doubled the RAM pretty much.
Yeah.
They've gone from 16 gig to 24 gig on the X, pretty much just to keep Windows at bay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's horrible.
And everyone knows who's got a PC. Well, the problem with Windows, obviously, it's continuously being updated. That's fine. That shows support. It's great.
Yeah.
But because the operating system and the softwares that you run are so universal across so many variables of different bits of hardware, which is the case with all of these handhelds, you know that 1 in 10 or so updates are going to break something, and you're going to have to go and find what drivers stopped working.
And it will be per device.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the inherent problem with PC gaming is every computer has different components.
Yeah.
So it's not like an Xbox where they can sell 50 trillion Xboxes. They're all the same. This is why Mac win in their little world, because they're all the same.
Yeah.
They make it all in-house. It's all closed shop. With PC, I could Frankenstein anything together with any part.
Yeah.
And that could lead to issues. Yeah. And that's, again, why Steam have won with the Steam Deck, because you've got one thing, you've got this slimmed down, very small operating system of Linux, and then you've got Steam OS and everything built in there. Makes it easy for every device to be unanimous.
Want to see, and I kind of know what the solution is to this, but I don't know if it will happen. But I would like to see these hardware manufacturers at least creating some kind of big picture mode.
Yes.
Some slimmed down version of Windows.
Yeah.
A UI at least that is applicable for the handheld experience. Because then that shows that they're not just crowbarring in existing stuff into handheld.
But that's again the thing between the Steam Deck, isn't it? Like when you boot up a Steam Deck, you feel like it's the console of PCs. We've said that so many times because I could literally give it to a 5-year-old.
Yes.
And they could be playing a game.
No thoughts needed.
Immediately. You know, it's like you're in Steam. Oh, wow. There we go. Very easy. With all these other ones, I've got to boot up Windows. I've got to say, I want preferences. No, yes. Uninstall Solitaire. You know,
it's as disheartening an experience as when you get something like the Absolute, the streaming device, or there's many others that are based on Android.
Yes,
but they haven't created their own UI to be theirs at the start. So when you boot into it, it thinks it's a mobile phone. I'm booting into Android, and then have to find the Absolute big picture mode, whatever it is they call it. these manufacturers need to have this kind of handheld first approach to this to their operating systems. The solution to it's really simple. I just don't know if it will happen.
Yes.
And Xbox are the solution to it.
Yeah, well, I think Microsoft are.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So I think there's two routes here. You've got Xbox as like, which is basically what Phil Spencer was saying about.
Yes.
Was that he was toying with the idea of having a physical handheld from Xbox, but also creating like an Xbox kind of streamlined version for these Windows PCs.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that needs to tally up or coincide with an actual slimmed down version of Windows.
Yeah.
Microsoft need to go, instead of Windows 11 or Windows XP or whatever, this is Windows H for handheld. Do you know what I mean? Like H11. And it strips out all the crap that you don't need. That's like, I don't need Microsoft Office. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I want it, I'll go on to Google, download it.
Yeah.
Because they are PCs, just like the Steam Deck. I could hook that up to monitors and everything. I could work on it if I wanted to. I mean,
why would you want to?
Yeah, not with what we do. Imagine rendering out a video on a Steam Deck. But anyway, like
I wonder how it'd do.
You could do that with these Windows handhelds, but let that be your choice. Don't force cram it in, like you said, with a laptop. I don't want to be going, your McAfee trial's expiring tomorrow. No, like delete, like get the bloatware off, Yeah. So I feel like Windows need to make a slimmed down, like easy process Windows version.
And that's why I mean, like Microsoft and Xbox in particular, Microsoft Gaming is the solution to all of this.
Yes, yeah.
The only reason I put a question mark on will they do it is it's whether they do their own handheld or not.
Yeah, but
I think maybe the answer to it.
I think it would be one and the same. Do you know what I mean? Like that it just becomes for the PC handheld players, it's just more open and more accessible so that you can back out of like a Windows big picture, like Xbox big picture mode. This is why I'm seeing it as two separate things. You've got slimmed down Windows and then you've got the Xbox app that can be Steam OS. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on the Windows handhelds, you can back out of Xbox like big picture mode and then just be on handheld. Whereas Xbox might want little Billy at 10 years old to pick up the Xbox handheld and not be able to get into Windows.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It might be locked into big picture mode. So it's as if you're in Steam OS only and you can't back out to Linux. Do you know what I mean?
Which,
if that makes sense.
I think is if they do a handheld, how it should be.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think Phil was kind of hinting at that as well. The fact that the experience doesn't even feel remotely connected when you go from playing a PC handheld to then picking up your Xbox.
Yeah.
Like there's so many disconnects to it that it's not right at the moment.
Yes.
I think when they do their own handheld, which feels like it's screaming an inevitability.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Yeah, that it feels like you're playing a handheld Xbox.
Yes.
And the handheld PCs should feel like you're playing a handheld version of Windows.
Yeah, not full. Yeah. I think like the whole operating system should be different. Instead of booting it up and it is just Windows homepage and you need to go into the resolution and put scale into 400%. So, do you know what I mean? It needs to be like specific tiles. So, oh, look, I'm on a handheld. I can touch screen it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Not like trying to get a mouse to like go on like a 7-inch screen to find start. Do you know what I mean? Like
plugging in a mouse to my handheld.
I don't want that.
Propping it up somehow.
Exactly. They're all touchscreen. Just have little like nodes on the bottom. You go boop, shortcuts. I feel like that's the way it can win. I love the idea of the window handhelds. I do. And I hope that people like Asus get a hitter like the Ally, and support it. But with the inclusion of seeing what MSI are doing, and then now we're seeing Zotac. Again, I love the innovation. I love people jumping on board. But we could potentially see hundreds of other companies coming out with one and flood the market.
My reason why I think Steam Deck just comes out on top, and it's like we said, it's not because of performance or necessarily any part of the hardware. It's companies like Asus, Lenovo, they're too big in the PC hardware game to take this kind of granular approach.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where they just focus on this one thing and really like hone it in. They're too big. They make too many other things. Even in with Asus, even they obviously got all the divisions. ROG is one of their divisions.
Yeah.
Even that is too big on its own.
Yeah, because that's everything in PC. It's all the high end stuff.
It's this. for a company, it's too much to focus on this one thing and really support that.
Hone it in.
As much as the console manufacturers are. And I maybe wrongly, but in my head, I put the Steam Deck in with the consoles. Rather than the PC handheld.
Yeah, it's the PC console.
Yes,
it's
exactly
the PC console experience. That's what it is, because anyone can get into it.
Yeah.
If you give little Billy a Lenovo Legion Go and a Steam Deck, he's going to go, what am I doing with this Lenovo?
Yeah, next thing he's playing Minesweeper.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Do they still put Minesweeper on Windows?
Don't think so.
That was the best.
I'm pretty sure Solitaire's still on there, though.
What was the skiing game called? Do you remember? The downhill skier?
We talked about this before. I can't remember what it's called.
If you remember what the skiing game was called that used to come on Windows, I want to say it was Windows 95,
Might be.
Which is disgusting. Or Windows... Was it Windows 98 after that?
Yeah. Then it was XP, was it?
Yeah. There we go. That was a segue.
There we go.
Let me know what the skiing game was called. I did find a browser version of it once, and I sent it to you.
You did, yes. Yes, you did. Yeah.
Did you play it?
I did.
Yeah,
I think
it's really boring.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but when I was a kid,
it was
the best
great.
game ever.
Yeah, of course it was.
All relative.
Yeah, but no, I totally agree. Like, the Steam Deck is the console of the PC generation, but that's why I feel like that will always be separate. And that's why that is going to remain.
Okay, so this podcast is about why the Steam Deck will win, why the Steam Deck will remain king. I don't know what the title is yet. That's the exciting part about this. We don't know, but they do.
Yes, that's true.
So unless there's a seismic shift, the PC handhelds won't knock it off its throne.
No.
Not for the whole package. They may offer more in hardware and performance. They will offer more in
performance. Is already overdone.
Maybe battery life and all of these things, or battery size at least.
Yeah.
So looking towards the PC market, we think it's not getting knocked off its perch. But then if I turn around and I look at the console market, where the Steam Deck sits right in between, will a Microsoft or PlayStation handheld, or even the Switch 2, be able to knock it off its perch?
I don't think so, because again, you're marketing it at different people. I see, as much as we are putting the Steam Deck in with the consoles because we feel like it's a console experience, I feel like that stands for the PC community.
It's the console PC, like you said. It's a really good way of putting it.
The Xbox handheld, PlayStation handheld, Nintendo Switch 2, that's a totally different market.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's why there's always a big divide between PC gamers and console gamers.
Yeah.
Because there's always that shift. Because console gaming is so easy for anyone to get into. You just go to the shop, buy it, it works. PC, there's always fiddling. You have to learn it. Like, you need to be, up for some challenges because every system's different, and you're going to run into issues. I've never played a game on PC where I've just gone, oh yay, I've
never happened.
And I've been PC gaming for over 20 years, so it's crazy. Whereas on a console, you expect it to work. You buy the disc, it's going to work because they're all the same. So I feel like it is a different market. I don't think that even if a PlayStation like Vita 2 comes out, or whatever they're calling it, PSP 5.
PSP 3 they're calling it, apparently.
So the PlayStation 5 9, that one. Even if that comes out and is like really good and it dominates the console market, I still don't think it will touch the like PC market as much, because it's not going to have Steam on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone like me that's got a library of 20 years plus.
I think there's in my head there's two really big things that play into the Steam Deck's hands.
Yeah.
The first is obviously the Steam library.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing.
Yeah.
It's the perfect gaming marketplace.
Yes. Yeah.
The second is Game Pass.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you go, like, a caveat to that, I suppose, is the fact that PlayStation are so keen to get some of the PC player base that they're releasing games on the Steam library as well.
Yeah. So they're winning both sides.
Potentially, there's I say there's rumors. Someone in Discord said about it, which I think is perfectly how it's going.
Yeah.
That they're going to go down the PlayStation launcher route eventually. Have their own kind of software.
If they do that, and if they pull from Steam, then you'll be stuck to only having them on Windows handhelds, like the Asus ROG Ally. Because it's Windows.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, as we know, you can't natively play Game Pass on the Steam Deck. You have to stream it. Same with like Epic Games and stuff. Yes, you can actually download them on the Steam Deck. There's ways of doing it. It's just more difficult than if you're on Windows and you just go install the launcher, done, you know.
Do you think if there was a way of getting around the anti-cheat software problem with the Steam Deck, because obviously it's Linux based, and you could play games like Call of Duty on it, do you think that would increase its success? Or do you think that Call of Duty players aren't there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I think a lot of people have chosen Windows handhelds because the Steam Deck can't play anti-cheat stuff. So there's a huge player base of like Destiny 2 people.
Yes.
Huge COD player base, you know.
And of course, Pete's favourite game, who's in there,
Fortnite. Yes.
Which you may think I'm joking, is genuinely his favourite game.
It's our most common running joke in there.
Before I switched my... I was, like I said, I was playing Helldivers 2 last night. Before I switched off the PS5, I just went to see who was online in the PlayStation Network. And there was Pete.
On Fortnite.
And he was playing Fortnite.
Of course.
I was like, you savage bastard. That's all you play. It's literally the only game he plays.
Savage.
His kids got him into it and now he's addicted.
He is. He's been playing it for ages as well.
Yeah, so I wonder if you could play Fortnite on the Steam Deck. I would imagine Pete would use it.
Yeah, he would. Well, that was the first... Do you not remember when I got the Steam Deck originally? He said, can I play Fortnite on that? And I said no. And he went, I'm not interested then.
I can't believe we work with him. So, like, behind the curtains, 128 KB, my original idea was that we would all do like different parts of gaming and then all come together for different things. If it's streaming together, doing a podcast together. So you've done like the handheld gaming thing. I was going to do the console gaming thing, which I need to get back into doing. I've just got slack with it. And it was just like kind of aiming at what you're most interested in.
Yeah.
Because it should just be fun. So like you do this, I'll do this. Pete, do you want to do anything? Is there anything that you want to do? He's like, oh, do you know, I could have a channel where I play Fortnite. I was like, I'm not putting my name to that.
Yeah. Pete's Fortnite news.
He just wanted to stream Fortnite.
That was it. Yeah.
Nah, you're all right, actually.
No. I don't even... Fortnite. I'd get behind it if it was anything else.
What? Okay, here's a question for you to leave in the comments, the answer. What would be worse, Fortnite or FIFA? FIFA you can replace with any other kind of topical, replaced every year sports game.
Yes, yeah, true.
Madden, whatever.
Yeah.
What would be worse?
I don't know. Equally as bad.
Yeah. Equally as bad. It's true.
I don't know.
I don't even know where we are in the
I can't
topic
remember
anymore.
now. No, I don't remember.
So sidetracked. And that is the podcast. You're welcome.
Yay.
Yeah. I can't imagine that the consoles.
Yes. No, I don't think it's going to feed into it. I don't. I think there's absolute need to have like Windows-based handhelds.
Yeah.
I just feel like if the market gets oversaturated with like subpar devices and support, is it going to oversaturate the community, like with the market, and then all these companies are going to go, no one's buying our handhelds because they're rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then they just all pull from it.
Yeah.
That's fine because we know Switch is going to stick around and Valve are going to stick around.
Yeah.
Is that all we need?
The two most successful ones. So.
But, and I'm sure people like Asus will probably stick around because they were the first like PC big company to come out with one. Do you know what I mean? And they are actively supporting it. But the more and more and more we see companies pulling an MSI with a claw.
3 months later, a new one.
3 months later, a new one. And then if no one buys them like the first claw because it's rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there could be too much too soon. And then other companies that might have actually done well might just pull out because they go, look at all this rubbish floating around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not going to make a big enough splash.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Out of whatever happens there, I feel like Valve sat on the top of the hill
watching all the chaos unfolding.
And just going, oh well, we're not involved with that.
I've still got huge question marks. The chat over Xbox handheld.
Yes.
The child in me is like, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yes.
But also, I don't know if it's a move Microsoft are going to make or not. I can't decide whether the rumours feel logical.
Yeah.
Or whether they would just put better support over to the existing hardware manufacturers.
Yes.
But PlayStation Handheld feels inevitable. It feels like the Portal was a testing ground for that.
Yes, yeah.
And that they realised that there's actually a need for this. And there's the rumours are a lot more fleshed out around that.
Yeah.
Kind of hints at what hardware, what the performance will be.
Yeah, there's nothing on the Xbox Handheld.
Yeah, so that always gives me a gauge of how far along a timeline these things are.
Well, the rumours are that the Xbox Handheld would be in 2026.
Yeah.
So a couple of years off yet.
Too late if they're going to do it. That's too late.
Maybe.
Well, no, I think you've missed the boat. And maybe this wave keeps going, but 2026, that's 2 years away from now. And we're already... Well, when was the Steam Deck? 3 years ago?
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
You've had the OLED for a year, haven't you?
Have I? Not quite.
No, okay, maybe not.
No, it's probably like 7-8 months since the OLED, and then it was a year before that. So yeah, coming up to 2 years, I'd say. Yeah.
So there we go. We're quite a way off the starting.
Yeah,
of this
but
race.
I would say Xbox would be making a smart move if they wait. The APUs are going to be better, potentially cheaper, because if they release one now, right? Look at the price of the ROG Ally X. It's like 800 quid. You can't pull out an Xbox handheld and charge $1,000 for it when the Series X is 400 quid.
Yeah, no way.
Do you know what I mean? So if they're releasing a £400 handheld, it's gonna be rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Like in comparison to like an Asus ROG Ally X, like. That what people are going to go, yeah, that's not very good. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the console people probably love it because, again, they're probably not even aware of the PC movement in the handheld market. But if you're someone in the middle like us that are aware of both, you're probably like, well, it's not very good. Yeah. Whereas in 2 years' time, yes, okay, we'll probably be seeing the next iteration of PC handhelds, but that might have given Microsoft and Xbox a leg up for their first one to be powerful enough to keep the cost down.
Maybe.
To then let more people into it. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like it's going to be competing against these really powerful handhelds from PC manufacturers.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because the Steam Deck doesn't feel like it's competing against anyone.
No, it's just floating around. They're doing a Nintendo. They
are, but in the kind of opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, isn't it? And that's probably one of the main reasons why it'll reign supreme. It's not competing against anyone. And I think it's all based around that central point of community.
Yes.
Community built into the Steam library, into the support that the Steam Deck gets.
And they listen.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
They listen and implement.
Yes.
Rather than just fake listening.
And quickly, too. You're not waiting years for this. Yeah. They're like pretty fast to move around. And it's great. Can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, well, if you've got to the deep end with us, let us know what you think about the future of what's coming up with the console, current generation of handheld games. I'll get my words out eventually.
I like that.
Will the Steam Deck reign supreme, or will something knock it off its perch?
Yes.
I don't think anything can.
I don't think either. But, just to give you a sneak peek of next episode, if you want more Steam Deck content, we're going to be saying about what we would like to see in potentially the Steam Deck 2 or the next iteration of Steam Deck.
What upgrades are needed in the Steam Deck 2? So make sure you're subscribed to see that. And you can subscribe wherever you are. You can. Apple, iTunes. You can subscribe on Spotify or YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, leave a little comment below.
Yes.
And consider joining channel memberships as well. It's only 99p. Yes. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy in my heart. And you get to join Andy in taking pictures of his dog's balls on Discord.
And my ring.
And his ring, isn't it? It's all lovely. Before you go, if you're on YouTube, watch another video from us.
Yes.
Smashed between our faces. This one, not so good. So, consider it. So until the next time, bye.